Hello, in this tutorial we are going to learn about how to create and assign resources in MS Project. But before that, let's see an example over here. Okay, let's suppose we have an activity as brickwork in superstructure and the total duration of this activity is 5 days. Okay, now for this activity we need blocks as 3000 numbers and cement as 30 bags and sand we require as 150 cubic meter. Okay, and I arrived this calculation from the drawings. You can calculate all of this data from the drawing. Okay, now next in labors we need block mason as 15 and the helper as 15 and the supervisor as 5, 1 per day. Okay, so how I arrives this calculation based on the productivity in our company. Block mason productivity is 1 mason plus 1 helper is 200 blocks, okay, for 1 day. And now the total mason we require for this activity as these are 3000 number of blocks divided by productivity, and it will become what, 15. Okay, so we need total of 15 block mason and 15 helper for this activity to complete this activity as 3000. Okay, so now you can see here this is called as work in MS project. Now unit per day will become what, 15 divided by 5 as 3. Okay, 3 mason plus 3 helper, so this is called as unit. So I have already explained what is work and what is unit, and while assigning the resources we need to just understand this work and the unit. This is very important and I have already explained it, and make sure that you have understand this. Okay, work and unit. Okay, now next let's look about how program calculates for assigning resources. Okay, the calculation of program. Now let's assume one supervisor is working for this activity for 5 days, and this is block work or brickwork in superstructure. 5 day of activity. We have assigned one a supervisor for day 1, day 2 1. Okay, at day 3 one supervisor, day 4 one supervisor, and day 5 one supervisor. Now in MS project you have to enter this value in, if you will enter in the unit, okay, you need to just enter 1 unit per day. Okay, and if you will enter this value in the work, you have to enter it in 5 units. Okay, so you need to just understand both of these, unit and the work as well. If you will enter the work, you need to just enter all of the values for whole work, and if you are going to enter the units, you need to just enter unit per day. Okay, now the calculation will unit per time. Okay, if you will enter it over here, multiply by activity duration will just give us total work. Okay, this total work, and total work, this multiply by standard rate of that particular resource will just give us the total cost. Okay, now let's open the software and do the same example over there. We'll just create and assign resources to the activities. So let's open the software. Okay, I have open MS project, and now this is the project that we have created earlier, okay, in which we have WBS and the activities. Okay, now we'll create resources over here, and you can see over here we have one of the activity as block work in superstructure. Now I have changed the duration as 5 days, okay, according to our example, and I want to just assign resource to these activities. Now the first step will be we need to just create the resources, okay, before assigning the resources. Okay, and after creating the resources we can assign the resources. Okay, to create resources there are different ways to go into resource sheet. Okay, the first method is you can just right click over here, and we have one of the option as resource sheet. Click over here. Now we are in resource sheet. Here we can create all of the resources. Okay, now the next step is, next you can go here and you can click on this icon resource sheet to go into the resource sheet. Okay, now the next step is, there is the third way. We can go here in view menu, and we have one of the option as resource sheet. You can see over here, click over here to go into the resource sheet. So there are multiple ways to go into the resource sheet. Now after switching into the resource sheet, you need to just add the resources, all of your resources over here, and the type is whether it is work resource, material, or cost resource. If it is material resource, then you need to just go here. Let's suppose you need to just add the label of the material. Let's suppose we have blocks in numbers, sand is cubic feet, likewise. Okay, So let's start from here and we'll just add the resources. So first we'll add the work resources. It could be machineries or the human resource. So according to our example, we have the work resources as the block mason, okay, the helper, and we have supervisor. Okay, so I'll just add here block mason or brick mason. Okay, next to it we need to just define the type. Okay, so it is under work resource, as I have already explained the difference between work resource, material resource, and cost resource. Okay, so it is work resource, and next to it is very important to give here the maximum unit for this work resource, and it is the capacity of your company, as I have already explained what is maximum. Okay, so let's suppose our company can maximum supply here uh, for one time for this activity as 5 block mason. This is the maximum capacity of our company. Okay, and next to it we need to just go here and give the standard rate per day. Okay, this is the currency as dollar per day. Okay, so for block mason it is let's suppose $30 per day. Okay, it is very important. So if you will just go with only 30, hit enter, so it is just directing as 30 per hour. Okay, so go 30 per day. Okay, now next we are going with the helper, and this is also the work resource. We need to just add a maximum unit. So let's suppose our company can maximum supply 10 helper per time. Okay, per day, and a helper is 15 per day. Okay, so this is just an example, standard rate. Now next to it we are going with supervisor, and it is work resource, yes, and our company capacity is 3 supervisor per day. Okay, and now the standard rate for the supervisor is some around $60 per day. Okay, so this is how we can just add the work resources. Okay, now next step is we need to just add the material resources, and in material resources what we need is we need a bricks or blocks. Okay, so let's suppose we need bricks. Okay, and this is what material resource. Okay, now for material resource it is very important to give unit of measure. Okay, let's suppose for bricks it is numbers, for sand it will be cubic feet. Okay, so for any of the material you need to just give the unit of measure for that particular material, so it is numbers. Okay, and next to it we need to just give the standard rate. There is no any need, or you cannot enter the maximum unit for the material resource, because this is consumable. You can just put the material according to your need on site. Okay, so for bricks let's suppose it is 1 per day, $1. Okay, so 1 per number, $1 per numbers. Okay, this is the rate, this is the standard rate for the bricks. Okay, now next we have cement, and it is also material resource, so I'll select the material, and the unit of measure for the cement is bags. Okay, bags, and this is let's suppose $10. Okay, per bag, $10 per bag. So this is according to your country. Okay, so you need to just enter the true value over here, and next to it you need to just add the sand as well. Okay, sand, and it is also the material resource. Okay, and you need to just add the unit of measure, so it is cubic feet, and the standard rate let's suppose for per cubic meter is 5. Okay, $5 per cubic meter. So this is the process how we can just add the work resource and the material resource. Let's look about how we can add the cost resource. For example, I need to just add here a hotel expense. Okay, so our travel expense, it could be any expense, so I'll just add here hotel, for example. Okay, hotel expense. Okay, so there is no need to just add any kind of standard rate over here for this, or overtime rate or anything over here for the cost resource. Let's suppose I'll just change it to the cost resource. You can see over here. Okay, you do not need to add anything over here, or you cannot add anything over here. I'm just going to entering something over here, but you have to just enter while assigning the resources. Okay, so I have just add this as well, cost resource. So this is how we can just add work material in the cost resource. So this was the first step to create resources. Okay, and the next step is we need to just assign resources to the right activity. Okay, so in this regard, again we'll go here in the Gantt chart view, click over here to go into the Gantt chart view, and now we need to select that particular activity where we want to assign the resource. And there are different ways to assign the resources. Okay, the first is you need to just double click on the activity. You can go here in the resource and you can select the resources from here. Okay, this is the first thing, and you can just give the unit as well over here, as I have already explained what is unit. Okay, so this is the first step. The second step is you need to select the activity, go into the resources, and we have one of the option as assigned resources. Okay, and we have listed all of the resources that we have created earlier. Now you need to just go select the resource. Okay, and then you can go here in assign resource option simply, and you can assign the resources over here, and you have to just give the unit as well. Okay, so this is the second step to assign the resources. But for me, the easiest way is we need to just add the detail window over here, and through that we can just add the resources. Okay, where we can find out the unit and the work both. Okay, so in this regard we need to go into the view. Okay, and detail, and you can see over here we have just detail. Right now it is just selected as predecessor and the successor. Right click over here, and you need to just go into, we have one of the option at resources and successors. Okay, click over here. Now from here you can just add the resources as well. Okay, so what I want to do over here is, okay, now for brickwork I'll just add all of the resources that we have created earlier, and in this regard I'll just click on this drop down, and the first resource I want to add over here is the block masons. Okay, and the block mason that we require over here is 3 per day according to our example. Okay, 3 per day, and this is 5-day activity. Let me just enter here in the unit 3. Okay, and I'll press OK, and now program calculates the total unit or the total work as 15. Okay, and next to it I'll just go here, and I need to just add here a helper. Okay, and now instead of unit I'll just go here in the work, and I'll just add here total helpers or the total work as 15 helper we need for this activity, and I'll press OK, and you will notice that program does not calculate it accurate. Okay, right now it's calculated as 1. Okay, I don't know this is the bug in the software or what, but it should calculate this as 3, because 15 divided by duration will just give us the unit as 3. Okay, so I'll just manually enter it as 3, and I'll press OK. You will notice that there is no any difference over here. Okay, so this is the bug maybe. Next to it we need to just go with the supervisor. Okay, and supervisor, and the unit per day is 1 per day. Okay, it's mean the total of 5 unit. Okay, now next to it we need to just add the material resources as well. So I'll click on this drop down, and in material resources what we have over here is we have here the cement, and cement we require is 30 bags. This is the total work. Okay, 30 bags. Okay, and I'll press OK from here, and you will notice the change over here. It is just giving the value as 30 bags in the unit as well. Okay, but for the unit we require total of, let me just check it, for 5-day activity 30 divided by 5 as 6 bags per day. Okay, so I'll just enter here 6 per day. Okay, and I'll press OK from here. 6 bags per day and the 30 bags as total. Okay, next to it what we require over here is we need bricks. Okay, and the bricks are 3000 as total number, and if you are going to enter it into the unit, okay, 3000 divided by duration, and 600 per day we require over here. Okay, mean 3000. Okay, 600 per day, and press OK from here. Now program calculates this 3000 numbers. Okay, and next to it what we need is we need 150 cubic meter of sand, cubic feet, sorry, sand, and 150, if you want to convert it into unit, this is the total work divided by duration, and 30 cubic feet, sorry, per day. So 30 per day. Okay, press OK from here, and program calculates it as 150 cubic feet as a total work. Okay, so you can see over here 15 for the block mason according to our example, helper 15, supervisor 5, 30 bag of cement, 3000 number of bricks and sand as 150 cubic feet. Now next and the last, we need to add the hotel expense as well. So in this regard, we cannot add the expense over here. Right click over here and go into the cost. Okay, now go here, click over here and add the hotel expense over here. Okay, now you need to just add a hotel expense right over here in the cost column. 150. Okay, so these are the hotel expense and that I want to add over here. So this is how we can add the cost resource as well, hotel expense, and these are the $150. Press OK from here and you can see it's been added over here. Okay, in the cost. Okay, 150, and you can see the total cost over here as well. Now this is how we can just add resources in MS Project. Now the next step will be, what we need to do over here is we need to go here and we need to add one of the column over here. Insert column, right click over here on any of the column, insert column, and add cost column. Okay, cost, click over here and you can see over here we have total cost over here. Okay, you can see this is the total cost we require for this activity. Okay, and this is the process. You can just add the resources on any of the activity. It could be any activity. Okay, and the first step is what? We need to create the resources. Okay, and the second step is we need to assign those resources, and we need to just give the units and the work to the resources. Okay, so hope you really understand this session. We'll see you in the next.